Today, I'll be decorating my first nursery ever. What a joy to have met Ginny when she was only 23 years old and seeing her grow in wisdom, grace, and confidence these past 4 years. Ginny is truly the sister I never had, and I'm honored to decorate her first kids' nursery. In a way, I feel like I'm working on my actual niece's nursery because Ginny and I have grown so close throughout the years, to the point where I sobbed when I found out about her pregnancy. I met her a few months after I started my YouTube channel, when I was in a season of rest and she was in a season of waiting. Now, 4 years later, she's in a season of harvest and I'm in a season of growth. It's amazing how much our minds, hearts, and souls can evolve each year, and how each of us go through our own seasons. Our lives are like the weather. Sometimes it rains and sometimes it shines. But the frequency of the weather is always determined by the seasons that we're in. I find that people cycle through these 5 seasons: the season of waiting, growing, change, harvest, and rest. In a season of waiting, we can trust that God has an incredible plan for our lives, even if we can't see it yet. We can lean on Him for strength and hope, knowing that He is faithful to lead us to our next step when the time comes. As the psalmist says in Psalm 23:14, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord." If you're in the season of waiting, this is the perfect time to dream with the Lord and prepare for what's to come. In a season of growth, when we're struggling with growing pains, we can be encouraged by the promise that God is always at work in us, making us more like Him. We can trust that He will complete the good work that He has started in us, and we can rest in His grace as we grow and learn. In a season of change, if you're experiencing a loss or grievance of some sort, you can find comfort in the support of a loving community. I talked a lot about how to find this community in my gym makeover video, which I'll link on the screen. It's difficult to reach out and ask for help, but trust me, being in a support network is so much more healing than being isolated when you're grieving. As it says in Ecclesiastes, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Remember that we were built to lean on each other and on God for strength when we need it most. In a season of harvest, we can give thanks to God for His goodness and share our abundance with others. It is a time of reaping what we've sown, reflecting on the fruits of our labor, celebrating our achievements, and giving thanks to God for His provision. During the season, we can take time to acknowledge the hard work and dedication that we've put into our goals and aspirations and see how they have come to fruition. We can also use this time to bless others and to sow seeds of kindness, generosity, and love. As we give to others, we are also giving back to God. Everyone wants to be in a season of harvest all year long, but remember that there can be no harvest without waiting, growing, changing, and some measure of loss. Finally, the season of rest is the time to slow down and take a break from the busyness of life. It is a time to pause, reflect, and rejuvenate our souls. During this season, we can take a step back from our daily routines and responsibilities to focus on our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. To God, it is equally important for us to both work and rest. Rest is the time to prioritize our relationship with God, to recharge our bodies and minds, and to engage in activities that bring us joy and nourishment. By embracing this season, we can experience greater peace, joy, and fulfillment in our lives. It's important to note that the season of rest does not necessarily mean a complete cessation of activity. Rather, it's a time to engage in activities that nourish our souls, bring us joy, and align with our values and priorities. By doing so, we can emerge from this season refreshed, renewed, and ready to tackle the next season that lies ahead. What all of this means is that the meaning is in the journey. there is a beautiful song called Seasons, whereby the lyrics go, "You're the God of greatness, even in a manger. For all I know of seasons is that you take your time. You could have saved us in an instant. Instead, you sent a child." I'm always struck by how his timing is so different from our own. Even when it seems like he's not working at all, he's moving and shaping things behind the scenes at his perfect pacing. It reminds me of the rhythm of our life seasons, how each one has its own purpose and timeline. Ginny's journey has been marked by challenges and breakthroughs alike, but through it all, she has trusted in God's plan and leaned on Him for strength and guidance. Now, as she holds her 2 little ones in her arms and watches them grow and thrive, she can see the fruits of her labor and the grace of God in her life. What a beautiful reminder that God is always at work, even when we can't see it. He is present in every season of our lives, from the waiting to the harvest to the rest, and He is faithful to bring us through each one. We cannot rush the seasons, but we can rest in knowing that God is always at work behind the scenes, orchestrating something beautiful and transformative. So when the time is right and the season is ripe, we can look back with gratitude and say, through His power, it was done.
Come on in!
Oh my gosh! That's crazy!
Close the door.
Oh my
gosh!
What the freak?
I want to live in my room.
Wait, their room's nicer than our room.
What the heck?
Oh my goodness, it's so nice.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
so let me explain. So this is Ginny's wall because there's so many, things for the baby that people don't usually design for the mom. So I thought she needs a wall. She needs a wall of affirmation, and then you could take one a day. So I hand wrote a bunch of daily affirmations for you. So it's kind of like your postpartum vitamins. Yeah, and these were flowers from my wedding. I had a ton of fun putting this together for your babies. And I'm like silently praying over the room as I'm doing it and praying for your kids. And I thought over here, since it was like an empty wall, I thought I'd write like, we said a prayer and 2 came true.
That's so
cute. Oh
Oh
my god. Oh wow. This is a good reaction. Oh my god. Oh wow, look at Gracie. She's so funny. This is so real.
This is very real.
More real. Yeah, don't feel like you have to keep everything in the same place. Feel free to move things around for utility.
This is crazy.
You like the room?
She likes it. I think she really likes this rug.
Yeah, I think
She's gonna always be on this rug.
How cute. Wow.
You have a wall.
I have a wall. Yeah. Oh my god.
Wow.
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 And they can remember this. They will YouTube.
YouTube.